There's virtually no media outlet you can turn to without finding information about our downtown city, Hagerstown, Maryland. The reality is that Hagerstown is a significant portion of Washington County, and it would be hard to see the county succeed without the city succeeding. And it's been in the news a lot, and if you go on Facebook, you probably see the downside of what some people think of Hagerstown. Here to talk to us about the city tonight is the newest, and I think that's accurate, is it?
That's correct.
The newest city councilman, Austin Heffernan. Austin, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
So we have a lot of questions tonight, but first let's talk about you. Tell us about your background and tell us about what brought you to apply to become a city councilman.
For my background, I came to Hagerstown back in 2005 to start a business up at the airport, and intentionally located in the city. My goal was always to be heavily involved, or try to be heavily involved in the local community. Try to make it a better place to live, a better place to attract employees to. And business kind of got in the way for about 12 years.
That's a good thing, though, right?
That's a good thing, very good thing. So when the opportunity came up, when Paul Quarterman was called to Annapolis, that position opened up. It was actually one of my neighbors said, if you why don't you quit complaining and go do it? so I did. I went and interviewed for the position, and to my surprise, they gave it to me.
Okay. All right. Ron, question?
Within the process, a lot of people are ready to become involved, but the day you take the seat, running government is what's crucial. So then everything happens is new, which you've never done before. How have you been able to take your business experience into City Hall to deal with the business aspect, but then add the political side to it?
I think from the business aspect, budgeting, capital budgets, looking at employment of capital assets, that all fits pretty well. The budgeting process is much different in the municipality. We're going through that right now, and I'm learning a lot about the differences. There's a difference when you're running your own business, in that if you want to if you want to look at a new profit center, you can go tackle that profit center. You can try to do something. We're kind of constrained here. You look at what we can do to add revenue to the general fund. We're pretty much looking at property taxes. There's not
as long as they keep looking at the property taxes, that's the only way, which is what they've been doing forever.
And that's what I'm trying to keep an open mind and learn. If you're not learning, you might as well go home, as far as I'm concerned. So trying to keep an open mind, learning from the staff, learning from the other council members and the mayor, and learning from outside people I've been able to talk to who have had a whole lot more experience in politics than I have, and in government. So it's very interesting. I don't have all the answers. I'm learning as I go, but I think I'm really pleased with the council that we have now. I think we've got a pretty much a majority on there that want to do some things differently. We're coming at it from more of a business approach, I think, than possibly previous administrations have done.
So, Tom?
I'd be just curious. There's many reasons why people get into the political realm. And, I respect anybody who does it, because you end up with a target on your back no matter what happens. No matter what happens. But what would you consider like your prime motivation for wanting to be part of that?
Prime motivation really is, as I said, we moved here, we started our business here. We want to grow with the community. We want the community to grow with us. We want to attract employees to the area. We want to make this the destination of choice for, in our case, it's aircraft mechanics and aircraft professionals. We've got a tremendous asset up at the airport. A just beautiful facility. Couldn't ask for more. everything, the stars basically aligned for what we wanted to do.
Yeah.
And that's what I want to see happen with the city of Hagerstown. The stars are about to align. They're kind of floating around out
Yeah,
there,
well, they are, yeah.
but the opportunity is here now to put everything together and go forward.
Yeah, well, like, was anybody in your family before you ever?
No, we all just we pretty much criticize politicians.
Oh, okay.
Now you are one.
Yeah.
So now, yeah, you get this. So I hope that they're easy on you and the family.
Speaking of criticism, it pains me when I go on the what's going on in Hagerstown, the what's really going on in Hagerstown, any number of sites on Facebook or just Facebook in general, and you see this just horrific set of opinions that, number one, are rarely based in fact. Number two, are just piling on to some negative thought process. What is, I mean, you're a new person to Hagerstown relatively. What brought you to Hagerstown, and do you agree with any of those opinions, or how do you deal with that?
I don't agree with any of those opinions. It's a very caustic environment on Facebook. And as you mentioned, you've got, everybody has an opinion, and very rarely based on fact. There's kind of an inciting of negative opinions about the city and about the county and about everything that we're trying to do here. I don't know what the impetus is. I don't know if there's an agenda, or sometimes I think there is no agenda. It's just pure ignorance of the people who are doing this on Facebook. I keep telling people over and over again, if you're getting your news from Facebook, you're not getting news.
Part of business, a lot of business is not just about having the best product, because if you had the best product and nobody knows about it, you don't sell anything. A lot of business is marketing. I've seen some changes recently in the city's website and how it's, some of the very positive things that have been posted out here. From your perspective, what should the city be doing in terms of marketing and dispelling some of these caustic opinions?
I think the city is doing, I think, a great job. The Visitor and Convention Bureau is doing a great job. They're rolling out new apps. The new website they've rolled out is fantastic. The new cell phone app, Visit Hagerstown. Very, very well done. It really is up to date. Anybody people on Facebook are always saying there's nothing to do in Hagerstown.
Wrong.
That's wrong. I mean, download that app. It takes 2 seconds and click on it and look at all the stuff that's going on this weekend today.
Right.
It's fantastic. There's tons of things to do here. I mean, we love the area, my wife and I. Everything that we want to do is here. We've got, as I said, the airport. We've got the C&O Canal. We're big bikers. So we've got the Western Maryland Rail Trail. We're a short drive to Washington, D.C., to Baltimore.
Even to Pittsburgh or
Pittsburgh or Philly.
Right.
We're even shorter flight.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. One of the interesting things is, I've only been here literally just over 6 years.
Really?
Moved up from down Silver Spring way
Okay.
out of the southern. I think it's very valuable that you're back, early 2000 some that you moved here.
2005.
Fine, so it's 13 years or something. But I think it's really valuable because I think people that have moved here and haven't lived here all have a very different perspective. And I work up at the park, the South Mountain Recreation at the Washington Monument. I have had I keep telling people I have had so many people visiting from out of state and everywhere. They think this is the most wonderful place. I wish more people were there to hear the comments that we get.
One of the
Like you
things,
said.
and I'm sorry, Ron, I don't mean to take your question time,
Yeah.
but one of the things that I have been impressed with, we as a community, we've attracted some big businesses, and those big businesses often bring in executives, CEOs, whatever, from out of state. I am amazed at the number of CEOs that retire from those businesses, whether it be Volvo or First Data or Citi or any of the other large businesses, and they stay in Washington County. They stay in Hagerstown. That to me speaks volumes about the quality of life.
Well, and if you look also at people who have worked their career in the DC area, when they're retiring,
That's-
a lot of people are coming up this way.
Yes.
And I think this community, one of the big opportunities we have for growth is once we get some better transportation into the DC
Yes.
area from up
Yeah,
here, that's
yeah.
going to open the floodgates.
Yeah.
If
We
you
should
could-
really be focusing on
We
this
really should.
population, and there's a growing senior population here. I work at
Yes. Mm-hmm.
the Commission on Aging, and there's some things we could do here to enhance.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I retired. I came out here, and
Mm-hmm.
if you think you have nothing to do, well, it's your own fault.
Pretty much, exactly,
Here.
exactly.
I mean, there's plenty to do.
Ron, you're going to get the next question, but first we've got to go pay some bills. We will be back with City Councilman Austin Heffernan in 3 minutes. Please stay with us.